Hey, Friendo, Steve here.
Hey, Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to. On today's episode, got a jam-packed news episode. We're going to be answering a bunch of your questions as well. We got three meaty stories. Number one, about WWE contracts that these wrestlers need unions. That's the bottom line. Especially now, they need unions. There's some ridiculous language in a WWE contract we're going to talk about. Yeah. But my favorite story of the day, certainly, and you guys are going to want to tune in, stick around for this one. It's about the future of WWE, and that future is coming soon.
Oh, dear.
Anyways, and we got a Seth Rollins update as well. But first up, let's talk about this. Andrade might be gone from the wrestling scene for a year.
This is crazy.
What's going on?
Every time you think this story couldn't get crazier, it gets crazier.
It does.
So, following reports
you might say that this story could be written by AI.
Following reports yesterday, the WWE was enforcing a non-compete clause to keep Andrade off AEW television. Wrestling Observer's Brian Alvarez reported that WWE has included a clause in new contracts that can keep fired talent out for an entire year.
Oh my God.
Alvarez stated that this new verbiage has become standard in new TKO/WWE deals, saying, quote, we have it confirmed through multiple sources that the new TKO contracts have a clause where if you are fired, there is a 1-year non-compete. The older contracts had this, but it's standard now. I assume this is me saying that. I assume old contracts maybe had it in some cases, but now it's standard.
Yeah, I don't.
If older contracts had it on a regular basis, that would be standard too. But anyways.
Yeah, I don't get that.
That's
line.
a weird phrasing there. Anyways, he says, it continues, this is the holdup involving Andrade. Very skeptical this would hold up in a legal battle, but it's in the contract. So Fightful Select actually published the clause in its entirety.
Yeah.
And this is what it says. Quote, upon termination of this agreement by promoter for breach of the terms hereof, wrestler shall not work, appear, or perform in any capacity for any professional wrestling, sports entertainment, mixed martial arts, and or ultimate fighting organization, promotion, or entity not owned or controlled by promoter or any affiliate or subsidiary company thereof in the United States for a period of up to 1 year from the date of such expiration or termination as specified by promoter in the notice of termination, provided, however, that if no lesser period is specified by promoter in the notice of termination, such period shall be 1 year. So yesterday, we both were kind of saying if there's nothing in the contract that states, with in no uncertain terms that a fired talent is subject to a non-compete, WWE's got a tough legal case in front of them. Not to say WWE still doesn't have a tough legal case in front of them because this non-compete is outrageous, but the verbiage is in the contract, so...
Well, and to be specific, this refers, if I'm not mistaken, to being fired for cause. Mm-hmm. And the reporting was Andrade had, I think, failed a wellness test or something like that.
I think it was multiple.
Several, yeah. And then went off the grid, apparently. So we don't know the exact circumstances in terms of like, hey, you're fired. But he was. I mean, that would seem to be the situation in which, so this isn't like, oh, you're getting released from your contract, you can't do anything for a year. The 90-day release thing is still a thing for releases, and they're paid during that time.
Yes.
This is a situation where it's like, you fucked up, you're fired, and because it's a breach of contract.
And you can't work in your chosen industry for an entire year, in the United States at least.
Yeah, dude, I don't know. I mean, especially given that these aren't employees, they're independent contractors. You gotta hope a couple things. Number one, and it's funny because in the newsletter, Meltzer notes that he was specifically talking about the Ridge Holland stuff. How Ridge broke his foot and can't work for the next 6 to 7 months, and WWE has let it. They're not going to renew his contract. They're letting it expire. So the guy cannot make money in his industry that he's spent years, plying his trade in and building his name in.
Yep.
And they're paying for like the rehab and the medical, but he can't make any money in that amount of time, because he can't work. and they're just not going to pay him. And Meltzer said, for as much as people, and many people still really hate Vince McMahon backstage, everybody he's talked to has acknowledged Vince wouldn't have done something like this. Like, this is a new era in terms of like, we're putting we do not give a single living shit about things like loyalty or mitigating circumstances or special circumstances. It's like, no, you're done. We don't give a fuck. Go make your money however you can make it with a broken foot. We don't give a shit. This is kind of in line with that. It's like, wait, this is like one of those old fucking, hey, Machinima signed me to a fucking partnership and for the entirety of my life plus a billion years or whatever that fucking shit was.
Yeah.
It's like you're joining the Church of Scientology instead of joining a wrestling organization.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
It is. So it was last year, 2024. I think the FTC tried to ban non-competes.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And then it was caught up in legal battles, and they eventually decided to pull that ban. So this isn't something that's unique to the wrestling world,
right? Yeah.
And obviously, you mentioned on the show yesterday, Brock, when he left WWE in 2003, WWE tried to hold him to a non-compete.
Yeah,
and he took him to court. And I believe either the court ruled in Brock's favor or WWE withdrew the non-compete. I can't remember which way it went.
Well, Brock changed his finishing move to the verdict. Yeah. I think the court, I think it was seen all the way through. I could be wrong about that. But, it's one thing you mentioned earlier about fighting this in court. It would be tremendous for this to be fought in court because it would establish a precedent.
Yeah.
And it's one thing for him to have 90 days left. Probably not going to move very quickly through the court system. No. A year is a long time. And especially you got to wonder if maybe there might be, depending on maybe the judge, if Andrade's lawyer is able to file some sort of injunction for in the meantime, hey, let this guy wrestle while this gets sorted out, because there's already a precedent maybe with Brock Lesnar that we don't think this is going to hold up in court. I'm not a fucking law guy. You're not a law guy.
No, far from it.
But, I've seen plenty of episodes of Matlock.
Yeah.
Not the reboot, although I like Kathy Bates and I think the reboot, the premise is pretty clever. But yeah, I don't. This is absolutely ridiculous. It is so anti-worker, and if anything, screams, "Hey, dudes, Roman Reigns, you're making fuck you money. Why don't you use some of that leverage? Seth Rollins, you're making the fuck you money." And I know it's easy to say that from my standpoint, but man, you guys gotta union up. Dude, one fucking strike. And they will come to the table. All the talent has been snatched up by the companies. What is WWE going to do if the workers got together and said, we're not going to work until you fucking come to the table? What are they going to do? Call up Tony D? I mean, he would be ideally included in all this, but he's making NXT money, not fuck you money.
Well, but still, I think the wrestlers making the fuck you money they should be the ones leading the charge, obviously, because they're the ones with the leverage, but no one should be left behind.
I know.
Especially wrestlers in NXT who are making
it would be on their
fraction in comparison. Yeah, obviously.
They would be the ones in the shitty situation because
they would be.
It'd be on their behalf, but they'd be the ones who'd be out
it'd be a situation where, if it's simply main roster wrestlers who are we want to form a union, they would lose a bit of leverage if WWE could just call up Shawn Michaels and NXT and say, "Well, send us Obafemi and Trick Williams and Jordan Grace and Blake Monroe." NXT would have to be involved in this as well to maximize the wrestler's leverage.
Yeah, but that's the tough get. Because then they're put in the situation. Do I ostensibly become, like a line crosser? What do they call them? Scabs. I wanted to say scrubs, but scabs. Do I become that? There's also this, and this is maybe some amount of silliness, but given how nerdy, wrestling fans are, presented with a show that WWE would run because of a strike, people might tune in for that just to see what is going on.
It could be. And
it's like, then WWE's got some luck. But like long term, you can't tell me that all the time and money they've invested in Reigns, Rollins, Becky Lynch, all them would play out in the long run like, oh, you're just replaceable.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's a tough situation for the wrestlers who aren't making the fuck you money.
Yeah.
But obviously, the fuck you money guys, if the top 20 people in the company got on the same page and said, we're striking, and even told like the NXT kids, hey, do what you got to do. Protect your shit. But we're the big draws. We're the people they invested all the money in. Mm-hmm. We're going to do this on your behalf, but do what you got to do. I don't know how that shit works. I'm not a law guy. I'm not a union guy, right?
Yeah, same.
Meaning I'm not in a union. I like
unions.
Here. I think they're great.
Yeah, unions. Yes, absolutely. 1,000%. Unions. We're just not in unions yet.
Right. Yeah. We could form a union. But who do we negotiate
the two of us, right? We form a union to represent ourselves in our own business.
Yes, correct. Yeah. Because we can't do this without us.
That's true. That's 1,000% true. We have all the leverage.
Would we get more money that way?
I suppose you could try.
Okay, let's try it.
You could try.
Anyways.
But it would be ideal if wrestlers, even in just a WWE locker room, but ideally it would be great if it was industry wide.
I know.
You had the guys and women making fuck you money in WWE and AEW.
Yeah.
Make some phone calls, have some meetings, set up their terms of what they want from their I guess I use the word employers, even though they're all independent contractors.
They are, yeah.
Even though by every measure you could probably put in front of me, I'd say that sounds like an employer-employee relationship.
Like, dude, I get it in terms of, this basically being a SID clause. People who intentionally get themselves fired, there should be some sort of consequences of that from a business standpoint.
But it should be the verbiage here is so open and vague. Anybody who got fired, if it's a very specific thing, and I mean, I guess even if you put in there anybody who could try, I'm not using legal verbiage here, obviously. Anybody who purposely tries to get themselves fired by exploiting aspects of the wellness policy, so on and so forth, will then blah, blah, blah. All right, that might be tough to prove to a certain extent. Oh, Andrade purposely failed wellness policy multiple times to try to get themselves fired. Well, all right, prove it then,
Yeah, if there's verbiage in there that explicitly says these are the situations that could get you fired from this job. But dude, I don't know, the no compete thing. I don't know. I mean, when somebody's in breach of contract, oftentimes I know, or when a company is found breach of contract, there's fines involved.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. I get it's a tough situation if somebody, gets themselves fired just to go to another company. I understand that the company hiring them and putting the money in them would want to keep them from doing that. But a year just seems like a lot of time.
Oh, yeah. It's disproportionate.
It's still weird to me that there seemed to be some sort of weird miscommunication where he thought he was in the clear, so much so that even Tony Khan thought he was in the clear, which kind of probably means Andrade's lawyer thought he was in the clear.
Well, that everybody seemingly, that at least Fightful talked to, everybody in WWE thought he was in the clear.
Yeah.
Well, not everybody, but everybody at Fightful talked to, all their sources were like, yeah, we assume he got fired and he's free to go where he wants.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's strange. And the source from PW Insider was talking how there's some sort of loophole. This verbiage is not a loophole. There's no loophole involved in this. So when he said loophole, I was like, oh, Andrade's found something in the contract that'll give him an opportunity to exploit that and get fired. If that was his intended goal, and they're using him as kind of an example so other wrestlers don't try to do that. And all right, it's not the first time that some entity, whether it be business or individual with a lot of power and influence, would maybe make some nebulous legal claim to try to get their way and dare someone to fight it. But like the verbiage is in the contract, so that's not the case.
Yeah, a year seems pretty damn excessive.
It is.
Really
It's excessive by a whole hell of a lot.
Yeah. But so yeah. Anyways,
Also, assuming this clause is even in Andrade's contract. So I know Alvarez said it's a new thing with the TKO deals, but we don't know when this was implemented in those deals. I think that's an important thing to just kind of note.
well,
That unless someone has a copy of Andrade's contract with this clause in it, we can't say 100% that this clause is actually in Andrade's contract.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we don't know what's actually in his contract, but seemingly something's in the contract that precludes him from being in AEW. If it was a situation, I mean, come on, like we were saying yesterday, if it's a situation where WWE sent him a cease and desist, said, well, our contracts say 1 year. Andrade's like, I signed 2 years ago. Nothing's in my contract. Well, yeah, the newer ones do. Then you don't have a case. Like, there's nothing they could, So you got to think that something's in there, but this is obviously a developing story, so we really don't know what the hell it is. But if this is a situation where his contract didn't have this language, but they expect him to adhere to it, even though it's not in there. No, that doesn't
seem like it would hold much water, legally speaking.
It does not work that way, sir.
No, it didn't seem like that would work. Anyways, let's talk about this. This is a fun story.
I'm going to read this story.
Sure.
Because this fucking, number one, I'm going to give a disclaimer on this one. The absurdity of this story is such that it would not shock me if somebody was putting one over on Dave.
Yeah, but at the same time, when I read this, I really want a whole season of Unreal dedicated to stuff like this.
At the same time, that's a great idea. But WWE can be so fucking carny sometimes. Some of this wouldn't shock me.
Carny and really reactionary about things.
Yeah. It's so absurd.
It really is.
It's so absurd. So, in this week's Wrestling Observer newsletter, there's a story about WWE experimenting with AI to come up with creative ideas. Not unlike our friends over at Cultaholic did not long ago, where they had AI book an entire episode of Raw. We have done the same.
Yeah, we've done the same.
Because we thought it was a hilarious idea, and we decided to copy them.
Yeah, but we thought it was funny to do it. They're doing this seriously, evidently.
So here's the story from the Wrestling Observer newsletter. This name even sounds like it's AI generated. Cyrus Kosari was hired last month as the new Senior Director of Creative Strategy. He was introduced to the creative staff by Paul Levesque. In introducing him, this sentence alone, or this next bit alone, is crazy. Levesque said that Kosari would lead WWE's transition to AI-based storytelling and integrate AI into creative services like video and graphics. He said this shift is inevitable when it comes to creative and pro wrestling. Okay, pause there really quick. Adding it to video and graphics, all right, we've seen this already implemented with the Americanos because it's silly. It's everybody knows right now the primary use of AI as it pertains to video production is just silliness. Whether it's silly memes on, and that's sort of like a big conversation, right? I saw this really terrific video from Hank Green last night about how NVIDIA and Oracle and OpenAI, it's all just one big masturbatory thing about selling NVIDIA chips and driving up stock price. And really, nobody's really understood how to actually make a profit on AI.
Oh, it's a bubble. It's a bubble that's...
Yeah, and the premise of the video is some people are saying it's an anti-bubble, which is like, I can't even wrap my fucking head around that one. So anyways, yeah, it's all these people investing billions into each other to prop it all up. So anyways,
even though they haven't found a way to really profit.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So, he said, Levesque said this shift is inevitable when it comes to creative and pro wrestling, which...
Well, that's another thing, too. It's not inevitable.
It's not inevitable at all. You have writers. There's a whole show.
Yeah. It's only inevitable if you make the decision to do it.
Right, exactly. Nobody, because here's the thing. This is where the carny aspect comes in. It's like, I swear to God, this is the most Facebook thing ever. Like, oh, look at all these. I see all these memes on Facebook. Oh, look at this right here. It's like old man sitting at the computer saying, this right here is the future. No.
Yeah. Triple H saw a video of Tupac at a WWE
Right.
ring and is like, how can we do this?
Right. Exactly. So, this is something. This next sentence is something too. He says, Levesque said Kosari said, Kosari said he would both manage AI storytelling and be a liaison to the White House as Levesque is taking on more duties in politics in some form. I don't know about that sentence right there. I'm going to leave that one alone because I don't even, grammatically, that doesn't even make sense. I don't know who he's fucking talking about. Kosari's going to both do AI and be a White House liaison?
Yeah, that's how it reads.
That's how it reads. I'm dismissing that one outright. In fact, this whole paragraph sounds like it's written by AI. And that's kind of a knock on Meltzer, to be honest with you. Okay, so continuing on. It gets crazier. WWE has a contract with Writer AI, a platform which has already been fed WWE content. Can you, Larson, really quick, have we verified that Writer AI is a thing?
Let me look into it.
Okay. Thus far, the AI software has come up with what one person with knowledge of the situation called absurdly bad storylines.
So yeah, there's something called Rider. That's an AI agent platform. Yeah.
Okay. The irony of the fucking name is hilarious, by the way. They simply call it Writer, and it's AI software. Okay.
Yeah.
To reiterate, the AI software has come up with what one person with knowledge of the situation called absurdly bad storylines. They pitched a storyline where Bobby Lashley, who I guess AI thought was still with the company, could come back as a wrestler who was obsessed with Japanese culture and history. What? But the feeling is, once bugs are worked out, that AI will begin to have major impact on storyline direction. We are aware that another promotion previously tested out AI for creative help and suggestions and found it couldn't understand pro wrestling and storylines. I think instead of AI, they're talking about Bubba Ray Dudley. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Again, I will say the entirety of what I just read sounds so absurd and bizarre that I don't know what to make of it.
I know.
So I saw a video the other day of Triple H helping Stephanie Vaquer figure out her entrance, and he seems so interested in the process. And also on top of that, when you watch Unreal, he seems really into the process. This is something that this guy for 3 decades has wanted to do, to figure out how to present the best story possible he can for WWE and make a shit ton of money in the process. As somebody who, for example, and full disclosure, I have done this plenty just for my own curiosity. I've fed I think it's OpenAI, some of my own art, because you guys know I like doing the artwork, the bullshit artwork, right? Mm-hmm. I feed that stuff into the OpenAI, and then I ask it to make other drawings using my style. I have never, and never would I ever, try to sell that or pawn it off as my own, because it is not art. It is not artistry. It steals from other people. And even when I feed it exclusively my stuff into its own trained model, it's not me. It's not real. But it does sort of tickle me to do that because it's sort of just a fun little thing to do.
Yeah.
And look, I understand the environmental impact. That to me is such a, it's like asking, I will say this about the environmental impact. It's like my contribution to environmental impact versus the companies that are, just absolutely putting gobs and gobs of garbage into the atmosphere. countries all over the world, like India, Russia, China, they are so much more egregious when it comes to the environmental impact of AI and using AI. So like, I do give myself a little bit of like, hey, you know what? It's silliness. I'm going to do it, whatever. Because like my impact is minimal. So I do it for fun. But to replace the human experience in the artistry of professional wrestling is so ridiculous, disingenuous, and at this point absurd, because what are they going to do? Like, I don't get it. How is this going to replace what human beings do in terms of creativity?
I don't think it will. I don't think it will, because whatever you feed into it, it's just going to take what you feed into it, kind of mash it up a little bit and spit something out. It's all going to be referential to everything you put in there.
Yeah.
And so everything that's going to spit out is going to be some amalgam of things you've done in the past.
Yeah.
It's not going to come up with fresh new ideas unless you add some element into the programming that would lead it to do so. Yeah, this is just going to regurgitate the same stuff over and over again. Which,
and my thing is, I'm not opposed. And again, you know, just full transparency, criticize me if you want. But for example, when my dad was dealing with brain cancer, we'd get these reports back these test reports back. I'd copy and paste them into ChatGPT, and it would come back at me with a layman's reading, as simplistic or as complex as I wanted of that, verified then by a week later when we talked to the doctor, and I would tell him straight up, this is what I put in there. This is what it says. Can you verify this? He was like, yeah, that's exactly what it is. Same thing happened with Gypsy with my dog. I'd get test results back. I'd feed it into the thing. It would tell me what it is. The vet would be like, yeah, that's exactly what it is. There are benefits to it.
Yeah.
From the perspective of certain things, but replacing creativity is not something it's ever going to fucking do.
No.
And I honestly would be shocked. You know, I've been away from sort of the comic book industry or trying to break into comics for a very long time now. And one thing that has become kind of a trend, because printing costs have gone up, production costs have gone up. A standard floppy comic book these days from like DC or Marvel costs like $4 a pop. On the indie level, a lot of independent comic book creators sell that as a piece of art for like $10 to $15. The reason why they do that is because there's a market for that, because people really want to support indie creators. There is a desire and a need for art to be created by artists.
Yeah.
And to just willy-nilly replace the creative experience with AI, with some robot, is... I just don't think it's ever going to happen.
I don't think it's ever going to be feasible.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I don't think it's going to be feasible. Based on the examples we've seen so far, where the most interesting stuff coming out of, especially like the generative AI stuff, is the ridiculousness of it. You know? Yeah, but in terms of anybody trying to do something, or in terms of relying on AI to produce a creative work, I just don't see the future in it. Like the one aspect I could see from WWE's perspective where this might be advantageous is financial. All right, we can minimize the creative staff from 30 to maybe like 4. We can have a couple people in there typing in prompts. We need a storyline for this wrestler involving this wrestler. Spit out some ideas. All right, that's they have the pitches. Then whoever is left on the creative staff can then develop it.
Here's one way that I could potentially see AI helping the creative process, and that is with pacing of feuds. I'll give you, and I'm just coming this sort of the top of my head, right? Every feud has certain elements of it that are necessary and should be plotted out in a certain way to build to monthly pay-per-views, right? You have, standard storytelling stuff. You have your inciting incident, right? You've got, a plot twist. You've got the match, match 1 where this happens, which includes
the
a story.
motivation, so on and so forth. Yeah.
If you plot those things out, by a human. And meanwhile, you have another writer plotting out another arc, another feud. You have that, multiply that by 10, however many ongoing stories are happening at a certain time. And the big story beat that is thumbnail worthy for us, you highlight in red, right? If you take all 10 of these and you say, Mr. AI, and you put it all in there and you say, I need 10 weeks or whatever, 3 weeks, 4 weeks of television where every episode of television needs a red spot, meaning something thumbnail worthy, meaning something that is jaw dropping, like, oh shit, for a particular story. I could see it maybe organizing all that stuff so that it meets, so that you're not sitting there with a fucking whiteboard. Okay, this needs to go here. This needs to go here. This needs to go here. Which is one of the problems with WWE, in that they don't do the big moments often enough or well-paced enough. So I could see maybe as an organizational function.
Administrative tool.
Right. And that's right now how AI is effectively being used across the world, is as an administrative tool. So I could see that maybe helping to maximize human creativity in a way that is presentable to people in a way that boosts, the ultimate product.
Yeah, I could see that too. But if there's any credence to this, they want the computer to start pumping out creative ideas.
That's again why. Look, again, they're carny as fuck. I wouldn't put it past them. And yes, I do take the same amount of joy as you do in thinking that they're doing this shit. But
yeah,
man, at a certain point, I got to say, all right, hold on a second. They plugged in a fucking story for Bobby Lashley, or they said, hey, come up with a wrestling story. Bobby Lashley really enjoys Japanese culture. Like, there's got to be more to that story. This is the level of absurdity just is at that point for me where I'm like, man, grain of salt a lot of this stuff.
Yeah. It's just funny.
It's hilarious. As with most things AI, it is like this whole situation. I don't know how this turns out. Like, dude, everybody keeps on talking about everybody. Number one, I've noticed this in the ether. This is such a tangent. It should be off camera probably. But like, I was watching internet today a couple days ago. They were talking about AI stuff, right? Yeah. And Ricky had mentioned, he was like, yeah, has everybody noticed their power bills going up? And I'm like, yeah. And dude, honestly, I'm making such a concerted effort to try to keep my power bill down. But it's always like, hey, guess what? And now Smut is like extra fucking like, judgy about things. They're like, you're using a lot more than you were using last year.
They send you the thing every month saying you're this much above
right.
normal in terms. You could be saving this much if you weren't wasting so much power, loser.
Yes, exactly. And
what they don't tell us is all the AI data centers want the power that we're using. And so they're charging us more, so we use less, so they can use it all.
It's jacking up power bills.
Yep.
Now, I do not have any, and it's funny because I asked ChatGPT like he's gonna give me a real answer.
Oh my gosh! ChatGPT's like, no, we don't use that much power.
Yeah, it was like here are the ways in which it could happen.
It could happen. Here are ways that you can minimize your power usage,
right?
So I could use it all.
Yeah, dude. I think they're jacking us, man.
Oh, they are.
Like, they're fucking us over. But like, I don't know where the actual proof is. It's like they're using so much energy. They have to invest more infrastructure they have to invest more resource into infrastructure, thereby jacking our rates up.
Yeah.
Fuck them, man. It ain't worth it.
No.
Well, I don't know. Maybe it is. Tupac and the
Wolf Pack.
not.
I don't think it's worth it in certain cases.
Yeah.
It's not worth it. If what we're going to get is half the garbage that shows up in Instagram reels that are made in AI.
AI slop. Yeah, I know.
The AI slop is not worth it. I get a chuckle out of some of it. If my power bill is lower and I don't get those chuckles, that's a deal I'll make.
Yeah, I'll take that deal. I'll go outside more. No, this whole AI thing. I just don't, I don't know, like bubbles burst.
Yeah.
They do. But like, because there's a lot being propped up by this stuff right now. When you see YouTube videos when like 60 Minutes is doing a story about this guy who's like, man, when you look at what was going on in 1929 and what's happening in 2025, there's some nasty parallels there
going on. Yep.
Get your canned food ready, people.
In the span of what, like 2 or 3 years, AI has become so woven into so many aspects of industry.
I think they're just waiting for. It makes me think they're just waiting for the moment, which is probably coming soon when, fucking Skynet happens. Not we all get murdered, which is probably inevitable as well.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't discount that as a possibility at some point.
But when you can literally go to a chat bot and be like, hey, talk to them like an actual worker and they can do 5 times the amount of work. I think they're just waiting for that. And
they want that because then they don't have to pay people to work anymore. That's what
exactly.
That's what business really wants. They just want chatbots to do all the work that humans would normally do, so they don't have to pay people to do the work.
And maybe
the idea more profits for a company and CEO. Yeah.
But like, how is that going to fucking sustain? Anyways, sorry, I didn't mean to bum everybody out. Just, boy, that story was something else.
It was something else. All right, let's talk about Seth Rollins.
See, there's a guy who can't be replaced by AI.
You got that right.
Seth Rollins.
So in this week's Wrestling Observer newsletter, Dave has some more details about creative plans that are probably going to have to change, given now that Seth could be out till past Mania. This is what Dave. There's a longer write-up, but I kind of just pulled out the most salient bit because a lot of the stuff we've already talked about over the course of the week. So he says this: the angle was not scheduled for the show until the injury, talking about the angle at the end of Raw. As noted last week, with all the different plans for matches, including Rollins versus CM Punk for the world title on the November 1st Saturday night's main event, and Rollins is the captain of the heel team with Breakker and Reed at War Games. While serious talk of the WrestleMania card would only be in preliminary form, both storyline direction as well as it being confirmed by someone part of the creative process noted there are no plans for this to happen now. They were going with the idea that Roman Reigns versus Rollins would be on the WrestleMania card. In addition, there are plans for the Vision to dominate Raw even more very shortly, with Rollins as world champion and Reed and Breakker as world tag team champions. While nobody has told me this, based on a variety of things I have been told, my belief has...
Hold on, wait. I love that sentence. While nobody has told me this, based on a variety of things I have been told.
So, like, he's trying to say no one has directly told him this, but from all the little bits of information, he's piecing this together.
Yeah.
He says, my belief has been the angle that took place on Raw in some form similar would have gone down in 2026, although not until after the WrestleMania match. The plan for the Vision was for Rollins to carry Raw until Breakker was deemed ready, and then they would pull the trigger on him. The injury appears to have moved that timetable up. He also talked about Austin Theory, and he kind of implied that Austin Theory would join the Vision at Saturday night's main event, I guess with the idea that he would cost CM Punk the match, thus directly motivating Punk wanting a piece of Rollins and the Vision at War Games.
Yeah, and again, it's all speculative, but I think it's pretty well informed speculation. So I wouldn't put it past WWE for this to have actually been the plan. I don't know about Rollins versus Reigns at Mania, although given that Reigns probably only has a couple more years in him, it also wouldn't surprise me if they made that into like a big deal one-on-one match.
Before Reigns is done as a wrestler, that's one story they have to find some conclusion to.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I don't know exactly. It would be, I think given the history, it'd be very interesting, but given what they want to do with Breakker, maybe it'd be more interesting. Breakker, Reed, and, Heyman get their heads together. Let's do War Games. Breakker's got that title. Maybe they do the same thing where they screw Punk out of the title and Breakker has it, and they do War Games, and Breakker has Heyman bring in Brock, and so Breakker and Brock have some tension there
because could set up the Mania match between them.
That could set up that Mania match, or they still do Punk Breakker at Mania if Punk wins the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
So there's a number of things that they could do, but I hate how it's happened because of Rollins, but make the most of this Breakker situation.
Mm-hmm.
We've said endlessly they need new stars now, And regardless of the reason, if it's ideally they would have been doing this by no later than post WrestleMania. It'd be the big Raw after Mania angle, how Breaker turns on Rollins.
Yeah.
Maybe Rollins lose the title there to Punk, and then Breaker turns on him the next day. Regardless, you need stars now, and Breaker and Reed, I think, can both be that right now.
Yeah, they're poised to take that jump, I think, too.
For sure. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, you want to answer some questions? Yeah.
What a lively episode. Yes, absolutely.
Let's do it then. Let's start with this one. Shavon here says, you guys are having old-fashioned roasting on each other.
Okay.
You each select a team of 5 wrestlers, but no Cena, no Rock. Draft style. Who's on your team?
We're for a roast?
Yeah.
So this is like a verbal,
Like a Dean Martin roast. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Great.
Here, you could have first pick. I'll give you first pick.
Oh, dude. I got John Cena.
No, it's no Cena, no Rock. It was literally the caveats.
I don't know if I choose the Rock anyways. No Cena, no Rock, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Oh boy, I'm tempted for the one guy, but he's too nice. Are they in character?
Suppose they could be.
Damn it! I feel like you have a really good first answer, and without seeing,
I have a couple good first answers.
All right. I will start off then with. I'll start off with Roman.
Roman, okay.
Yeah, he's really good at shit talking.
Let me ask you: are we just going to stick with WWE wrestlers or any wrestlers?
I'm trying to think who you're going to go outside the. Oh fuck it, we'll do any wrestlers.
Give me MJF.
Oh God. You want that low-hanging fruit. That's fine. You could take him. Give me Punk.
That was the other name I was thinking.
Yeah, Punk is a good one.
Give me Kevin Owens.
I'll go the other way. I'm going to take Sami Zayn because he's done stand-up and he's been with Knoxville. So I'll take Sami Zayn. I feel like he's a really nice guy.
Yeah, I know.
So I think he might pull back a little bit.
So you got Roman, Punk, Sammy. I got MJF and Kevin Owens. Oh, okay. Give me Adam Cole.
Again, you might have it's the nice guy syndrome.
I know, but when he cuts a heel promo,
he's a good bit. No,
he's convincing.
His PWG stuff was pretty funny, yeah, too. Okay. Shit. I had a fucking name and then you said that and I lost it. Shit. Damn, now I got this name stuck in my head, but I'm going to stick with it because I think he'd probably be pretty biting. I'm going to say MVP.
Oh, yeah, MVP would be good.
I think MVP would make shit uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I think he'd be so good.
I'm going to go Xavier Woods.
That's good. Do I have one more?
Yeah, we each got one more.
Okay. Shit, who was I just thinking of then? Oh, God. Are we allowed managers?
Yeah. It says wrestlers.
Okay. Well, former wrestlers? Guys like the Jackal?
Oh, gosh. You want Don Callis?
I kind of want Don Callis. He'd be hella good at a roast. I love Don Callis these days. He's fucking hilarious.
Oh. He's Mr. Petty these days, so give me Okada.
Okada would be good. All right. God damn, I only have 2 here on the YouTube.
We got plenty here on the Patreon.
Okay, good. Oh, wow. Dave Matusek says, with Hank and Tank wrestling in Noah for the first time ever?
Yeah.
Honk. What other NXT talent should have an excursion to Japan to wrestle for Noah? Oh, that's who I was going to say. I was going to say Trick Williams. Trick would be good at a roast.
Yeah, Trick would be good.
Trick would be really good at a roast.
Yeah,
oh, damn it, that'd be good. I don't know. Honestly, I wouldn't watch it. It wouldn't matter. I didn't even know Hank and Tank was doing it.
Yeah. What about Briggs? He goes over there to wrestle Inamura.
See, I was gonna say that, but hasn't that already happened?
Yeah, I think he did go.
Probably already happened.
Let's see. Nate Cruz says, I don't know if anybody has ever asked this, but what would we call our finishers if we were wrestlers?
Oh man, they probably have. We probably answered this before, but I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
I would do this. Okay, all right. What is my physical weakness when it comes to basketball?
It's
my knees. I know you're thinking
your
like
knees.
you have so many.
Yeah, I don't know. Like you don't like it when I like chop you in the midsection.
When you fat shame me, you go ahead and say
that's
it.
not what that is.
No, it's my knees.
Your knees, gotcha.
They suck.
Yeah.
So Brian has the knee plus.
Yeah.
I'll have the knee minus.
Knee minus.
And it's a running knee strike, but I sell the hell out of it. I go, ah!
Yeah, it's like you're in more pain than the person you give it to.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
All right, mine will be a flying headbutt because my neck's so bad.
Oof. Okay. All right, that's good.
But I don't know what to call it.
Instead of, hey, well, this is a very loose rhyme, but you know how you love that Limp Bizkit song Break Stuff?
Yeah.
You can call it Neck Stuff.
Next stuff. How about this? It's not just a direct flying headbutt. It's like a reverse flying headbutt, kind of like a coffin drop, but I'm supposed to land with my head
Oh
backwards
my
at
God, that
somebody.
sounds horrific.
Yeah, it would be awful.
That's so bad.
Just constant this.
Yeah, that's awful. Let's see here. Lord Blake Whitehouse says, which movie is the best dumb movie? And what's the dumbest best movie?
Wow. Those are good questions.
What's the best dumb movie? Probably like Anchorman. It's actually like a really good, like it's a well put together movie.
Yeah, it is. It is.
It's just really dumb, intentionally.
Dumbest good movie. I guess depends on like.
God damn. What's a prestige movie that's hella dumb? Like is Oppenheimer hella dumb?
No. Like I guess it depends on how you define dumb as it's implemented in the film. For example,
Okay,
a movie like Boogie Nights, a lot of the characters do dumb things.
Yeah. That's a good point. I'm going to say, you know what? I'll say this. It's another Christopher Nolan movie. Inception.
Oh, okay, because it thinks it comes off like it's trying to be super smart, but it really isn't that deep.
Yeah. You're like, that's dumb. I could see that being a reaction to that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's a dream within a dream? That's dumb. I could see that.
Yeah. Creamy Beef Tips here says...
I actually did feel that way about Interstellar. I kind of love that movie, but also I understand it's actually pretty dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like fuck, you fall into a black hole and then you end up in like some other dimension that future humans had made. Like, what? No, you get ripped into spaghetti shreds if you go into a black hole. Everybody knows that.
Yeah, that's the science. That's what science says. Creamy Beef Tip says, what would a cross promotion with WWE and Braun Strowman's new show look like? Would they have Braun smash some jobbers dressed as food items? Everything on the menu is Braun's new show. Considering he was released, I'd be pretty surprised. They're like, yeah, Braun, even though they're, it's going to be on USA where, SmackDown is.
Isn't WWE's not like a producer of that show?
Oh, I don't know.
What's the question?
What would a cross promotion with WWE and Braun's new show look like?
Oh.
Just have it in catering.
Oh, yeah.
We finally get to see what WWE catering looks like for real.
Nice. Yeah, right. No,
he goes
good.
and samples everything in catering.
I like that.
Mr. Sinister asks if we'll ever see Jeff and Hilton in the same room as both of you at the same time for a watch along or any kind of stream. We did a shoot interview with Hilton. But same room, I don't know.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah,
not for like a stream or watch along.
No. All right, Steve, ready to do some blind power ranking?
Yeah, always.
All right, we'll get a pen and paper
Always.
ready.
How many
'Cause you're gonna-
entries are there?
5. Excuse me. You're going to blind power rank some Arnold movies.
Okay. All right.
Are you ready?
Yep.
First here is Total Recall.
Dude, I mean, I think I've got like 2 personal favorites above that, but how do you not put that at number 1?
It's a great movie.
Dude, that fucking movie's awesome.
It's a great
like
movie.
so good.
It's really good.
Like the world building in that movie is fucking
Really good,
outrageous.
All right, so Total Recall number 1.
Yeah, dude, number 1. No problems with that.
All right, I'll just read them off in the order they're here. 2, Predator.
Yeah, I put that at number 2. That's probably my personal favorite, but yeah, it's
Such a good movie.
Fucking awesome movie.
Third movie here is Kindergarten Cop.
Okay, so I know that's loved by a lot of people. I've never actually seen the entire thing.
Oh, really?
I've seen all the sound bits and whatnot. I feel like there's going to be a better one in here, so I'm going to put that at number 4.
All right, next up, Terminator 2.
That is like one of the most loved fucking sci-fi movies, and it is terrific. Yeah, I'll put that at number 3.
All right, and lastly here we have Twins.
Personal favorite of my dad's. My dad loved Twins. I have no problem putting that. I this is not the perfect list. I would have swapped Kindergarten Cop and Twins because Twins is legitimately fucking gut-bustingly hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not mad at this list though. They're all fucking terrific movies.
You did all right there.
Yeah.
Nick Nixon says, if you are both on your retirement tours as wrestlers, who would you both want to choose as your final individual singles matches, and who would you like to face in your final tag match?
We're both wrestlers. It'd be you versus me.
Yeah,
the last
it'd be
one.
you versus me. Yeah.
Yeah. And then our last tag match.
Want to tag against Takeshita and Okada?
Yeah, be pretty easy to drive a wedge between them. I'm gonna say you and I versus the Dudley Boys.
Oh gosh, you just want to be in the ring with Bubba Ray.
Yeah, yeah, I do. It'd be a fucking tables match too.
Oh, he's gonna work so snug on you too.
He is. That's okay. I'm down with that.
Timor here says, "What are your thoughts on the Tron films? They look cool, but they're not that great."
I had you reminded me the other day that I saw the last one, not Ares, but the last one, Legacy, because like, yeah, just they are innovative as fuck in their design.
Yeah, the aesthetics are off the charts great.
The aesthetics are great. And I don't know, I saw the trailer for the latest one. I think it bombed at the box office, which isn't to say anything. But like, I don't know that it's it's going to follow the same fucking formula as every goddamn movie does.
Yep.
Do something new, man. Yeah, no, it is what it is.
Josh Baker here says, Sting doesn't have any appearances this weekend. Do you think Death Riders can make Darby say I quit by kidnapping and threatening to hurt Sting? No.
Oh, Sting, come on, man. In the universe, Sting will no-sell all that shit.
Yeah.
That would be a turd on Sting's legacy. You don't want to do
really
that.
Would.
Damsel in distress Sting. Nobody wants to see that.
Yeah, not at all. Phantom Driver says, what's a movie you disliked at first but grew to love?
Disliked? So like I was kind of like about The Big Lebowski when I first saw it in the theaters, but then after on repeat viewings I was like, God, this is a work of art.
Yeah.
Disliked upon first seeing it. Probably Star Trek motion picture. I think the first time I saw that, I was like, And then I've really grown to be quite fond
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
I want to watch Inherent Vice again because after your second viewing of it, maybe I'd get more. Get a greater appreciation for it afterwards. Because then I watched it the first time, I was like, I'm not into this. This is boring.
Yeah. Again, I've said this before. I know I sound like a broken record, but like when I first saw it, I remember like enjoying it while I was there. but also being thoroughly lost, because there are some really funny, obviously improv scenes, or if not improv, just like, hey, let's take the weirdest scene, a take. But it's pretty far down my PTA rankings.
Yeah.
But I did laugh out loud multiple times during that movie. It's bloated as fuck.
Yeah, I remember it being kind of drags.
It definitely drags. But once you like get a grip on like the plot, on the actual plot, then it opens up the rest of the movie to be much more enjoyable. So, yeah. And it's one of those things where I think I watched it in like 3 sittings when I rewatched it.
That might help, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Alex Foster says, in kayfabe, since Bronson beat Roman and is the new tribal chief, why isn't he trying to lead the vision? It's a fair question.
Because the Ulafala, neither the Ulafala nor the number one, we don't know. Maybe he will. We don't know what's going to happen. This is brand new. Braun Breaker just said, "Hey, you're coming with me or you're not," and he was like, "I'm coming with you, buddy."
Yeah.
To me, that immediately is like, I'm not the
Braun's leader. Yeah. Bronson's father.
Yeah, right.
Maybe Bronson's like, well, yeah, I'll come with you and be your leader.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like leadership material, though.
Not necessarily.
Like if you, me, and Hilton were a trio, and then you knock out Hilton, you say, "Hey, you come with me or not? Make a decision now." If I go with you immediately, I'm like, well, I'm not leading.
I'm the one that made the move.
Right, exactly. Probably sitting there, God damn it, I was going to do that, but I was going to do it next week.
Nah, lost your opportunity.
I did.
Finn Gardner here says, if Julia had a U.S. Open challenge, 3 opponents you'd like to see her face. Jordan Grace. Charlotte. And... Bianca Belair.
All right. I'm going to say Britt Baker.
All right.
Shuri.
Good.
And Sari.
Good.
Because I just watched the Shuri Sari match not long ago.
Good stuff.
Yeah, it was really good stuff.
All right, got 2
My
more.
God, they really fucking beat the shit out of each other.
Payday says, if all wrestlers were to unionize, which 3 wrestlers would be the union representatives?
Oh,
I got 2 names, and they're good.
Tribal Chief.
Sami Zayn.
Oh, that's good.
Hangman Page.
That's good.
I don't have the 3rd.
Who's the 3rd man, brother?
Nick Aldis?
Yeah. Yeah. Who's the 3rd man, brother?
Is the idea we have someone from WWE, AEW, and what would be like the 3rd promotion, or is it just any 3 wrestlers?
Yeah, I think, this is a huge, AEW, WWE, hey guys, we got to get on the same page here.
Yeah.
How about this? The ultimate sign of solidarity. CM Punk, Hangman Adam Page, and yeah, Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn's a good name. He's a smart guy.
All right, last one here from Luis says, say the Steven Larson movie does get made. Money is no object.
Great.
So we need, what studio is going to release it? We need a director, executive producers, cinematographer, and who does the score.
Who directs this movie? I mean, in my opinion, bro, it's got to be the Coen brothers. Because it needs that mix of dramatic heft and comedy.
And ridiculousness.
But also really, really smart and potentially Oscar-worthy.
Okay.
So to me, it's the Coen brothers easily.
All right.
So Coen brothers direct.
A24 is the studio.
Clearly.
Executive producers, us.
Of course,
Producers, Coen brothers.
Yeah.
So the cinematographer.
Well, how about this? Producers, executive producers also, you got to get Scorsese in there.
Okay. All right. Scorsese, executive producer.
Yeah.
What about Roger Deakins for the cinematographer? He's worked with the Coens before.
Yeah, I like him. Fucking, what was the name? I was just reading up on this about how PTA ditched his Oscar-winning cinematographer.
Yeah, he was doing the cinematography on his own movies for a stretch.
Yeah, it's him and his like camera dudes, just like run around doing that shit. Yeah. But I want his original cinematographer.
What was it Robert Elswit? Is that his name?
Elswit, yeah, Elswit, yeah. It won Oscar for There Will Be Blood. So that's our cinematographer.
All right, and who does the score?
Oh, that's got to be Clint Menzel.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, dude, classic.
With the Cronus Quartet and Mogwai helping.
Or fuck, we don't get Johnny Greenwood. Ooh, Greenwood's dude, another fucking level on One Battle After Another. Oh my god, it's so good.
Yeah.
The tension might be too much tension.
Too tense.
Yeah, too tense.
Or do we think outside the box? Don't go with someone who does like traditional scores.
You want to get like fucking what's that band you love so much?
You gotta be a lot more specific.
Ah, come on, it's the one.
I was thinking this would be the perfect one to do it. Andre 3000, but doing the flute stuff.
Sure, why not?
Have you heard his flute album? It's not bad.
Yeah, I'm not gonna listen to flute music. I don't care.
It's
who
more
it is.
ambient. It's not just strictly him playing the flute.
No desire. No desire. No shit. What was that band that you really like, dude? That you were listening to for like the longest time. It was like your thing, and then I would clown a little bit, but I also recognized it was really, really good.
Oh, Bon Iver.
Bon Iver, yeah, Bon Iver.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was your shit. Yeah.
Yeah. How about Justin Vernon of Bon Iver with Andre 3000 playing his flute?
A little much. I'm gonna veto that one, man. Let's go. Let's just same page. Johnny Greenwood. We're good. We're good with that.
With Andre 3000 playing flute.
One sequence starring the Larson character with flute.
All right.
But no scene. I want that on my writer. No scene with Steve here will have flute in it. Unless Johnny Greenwood says flute is good.
And then Andre 3000 plays the flute.
Yeah, then of course it's Andre 3000.
Yeah, okay, good. Okay. Good.
Anyways, that's going to do it for the show today, everybody. Till next time, we'll see you guys around.
Goodbye.